Have you ever wondered how your family would treat you if you went from riches to rags overnight? What if the people you loved most turned their backs on you just because you had nothing? Today's story is going to hit you right in the heart. It's a tale of betrayal, redemption, and a mother's unbreakable spirit. You're not going to believe what this woman did to uncover the truth about her own children. Grab your snacks, hit that like button, and let's dive into a story that's gone viral for all the right reasons. But fair warning, this one's going to leave you shook. Keep watching until the end for a twist you won't see coming. In the opulent neighborhood of Ikoyi, Lagos, where wealth dripped from every corner, lived a woman named Madam Evelyn Okafor. At 70, she was the picture of success. Mansion in Abuja, a fleet of luxury cars, shopping malls, and sprawling estates. Her bank accounts overflowed, but her heart? That was another story. Madam Evelyn was lonely. Her 3 grown children, Stella, Obinna, and Nneka, had been raised with love, private schools, and everything money could buy. But now, as her hair grayed and her steps slowed, they seemed to have forgotten her. They visited only when they needed something, a new car, a business loan, or cash for a trip abroad. Their calls were brief, their visits briefer. Evelyn's heart ached for the love she'd poured into them, but all she felt was cold distance. It was a humid Monday when everything changed. Evelyn had just returned from a doctor's appointment, her blood pressure dangerously high. Rest, the doctor had warned. But rest was hard to come by in a house that felt more like a museum than a home. Her driver was outside, arguing with a delivery man. Her house help was nowhere to be found. So, Evelyn decided to open the heavy iron gate herself. Her hands trembled as she pushed it, and then disaster. Her foot slipped on the polished marble staircase. Her head slammed against the edge, and blood pooled around her. Darkness swallowed her whole. When Evelyn opened her eyes, she was in a hospital bed, the sterile smell of antiseptic stinging her nose. Machines beeped softly. She looked around, expecting to see her children's worried faces. But the room was empty. Not a single call, not a single visit. Days passed, and the nurse's pitying glances were her only company. When she was finally discharged, Evelyn returned to her mansion, her heart heavier than ever. That night, as she lay in her grand 4-poster bed, voices drifted through the slightly open door. "I'm tired of waiting," Stella, her eldest daughter, hissed. "Mama should just divide the properties now. Why is she dragging this out?" Obinna, her only son, scoffed. "No rush. Let her go first. She might leave it all to that charity she's always talking about." Nneka, the youngest, giggled. "She's so old. She probably forgot where she hid the deeds anyway." Evelyn's hands shook as she clutched her teacup. Her children, the ones she'd sacrificed everything for, were waiting for her to die. The betrayal cut deeper than any wound. But instead of tears, a fire ignited in her chest. She whispered to the ceiling, "I'm not done yet. I need to know who you really are." Evelyn picked up her phone and dialed Barrister Emeka Nwosu, her trusted lawyer of 20 years. "Emeka," she said, her voice steady, "I'm giving you power of attorney over all my properties for 6 months. I'm going away, and I'm going to become someone else." Emeka's voice crackled with shock. "Madam, are you sure? Are you okay?" She smiled, a plan forming. "I'm fine. I want to live as a poor woman. I need to see how my children treat someone with nothing." 2 weeks later, a woman named Mama Ngozi knocked on the gate of Evelyn's own mansion. She wore a faded headscarf, cheap slippers, and a worn Cleveland. She carried a worn-out bag. To the security guard, she was just a poor woman from Anambra looking for work as a cleaner. But Mama Ngozi was no stranger. She was Evelyn, disguised so perfectly that even her own children wouldn't recognize her. Her face was weathered with makeup, her voice raspy and low. She called Nneka earlier from a burner phone, claiming she saw a job ad. Nneka's response was curt. "Come quick. We'll test you." Nneka barely looked up from her phone. "Go clean the kitchen. Don't touch anything expensive." Evelyn shuffled away, her heart pounding. She was in her own home, yet she felt like an intruder. For the next week, Mama Ngozi scrubbed floors, washed dishes, and cleaned toilets. Her children treated her like dirt. Obina once snapped, "Don't touch my car. It's worth more than your life." Stella threw a designer bag at her, screaming, "Careful, you idiot. This costs millions." When the bag fell, Stella slapped her so hard Evelyn's ears rang. She bowed her head, whispering, "Sorry, madam." But inside, her heart shattered. The only kindness came from Ada, the 19-year-old housemaid who'd been working there for 6 months. One evening, as Evelyn coughed over a bucket of soapy water, Ada slipped her a glass of water. "You okay, Mama Ngozi?" she asked softly. Later, in the servants' quarters, Ada whispered, "You're not like the other cleaners. You move like you own this place." Evelyn's heart skipped. "You're sharp, Ada. But keep my secret, okay?" Ada nodded, her eyes warm. They became quiet allies. Ada is sneaking her extra food or helping with heavy tasks when no one was looking. One morning, Evelyn overheard Obina on the phone. "The lawyer's got the documents. Once she's gone, we'll split everything." "That cleaner? She's nothing." Evelyn froze, her mop dripping water. Her son was plotting her death. Suddenly, Obina turned and saw her. "You, eavesdropping," he roared, grabbing her arm. "Are you mad?" She caught his hand midair, her grip surprisingly strong. Obina's eyes widened. He stared into her face, recognition flickering. "Mama," he whispered. Evelyn's heart raced, but she kept her voice low. "Sorry, sir." She turned and fled to the backyard, her disguise intact, but her cover nearly blown. Obina bolted to his room, dialing Stella. "I swear, that cleaner's Mama. Her eyes, her grip, it's her." Stella laughed. "You're losing it, Obina. Mama's probably in Abuja. I'm serious. What if she's testing us?" "Go find her then," Stella snapped. Obina searched the mansion, kitchen, backyard, gates. Mama Ngozi was gone. Her slipper sat by the door, but she'd vanished. Panic clawed at him. Had she heard everything? That evening, the house was silent, the siblings unaware of the storm brewing. At 9 a.m., Barrister Emeka arrived. "I represent Madam Evelyn Okafor," he said. Obina's stomach dropped. "Is she okay?" "She's safe," Emeka replied, placing the envelope on the table. "This is from your mother." Stella, Neka, and Obina gathered as Emeka read aloud. "My children, I've disappeared to see your true hearts. I was Mama Ngozi, the cleaner you insulted, slapped, and ignored. You treated me like garbage because you thought I had nothing. Only Ada, the maid, showed me kindness. My wealth came from years of struggle, cleaning homes like this one. But you show me your hearts are empty. I'm not dead yet, but I'm changing everything." Emeka pulled out a second document. "Madam Evelyn has transferred property management to me for now. When she's stronger, she'll decide your inheritance." Stella exploded. "This is ridiculous." Neka whispered. "She was the cleaner?" Obina buried his face in his hands. Emeka continued. "She's also locking you out of her bedroom, safe, and Abuja office until further notice." Later, Emeka found Ada. "Madam Evelyn sent this for you." Inside was a check for 15 million naira. Ada gasped, tears streaming. "She said you treated her like a human when no one else did," Emeka said. Ada sobbed. "I didn't know it was her." That night, the mansion was a tomb. Stella called her husband in a panic. Neka hid in her room, scrolling through TikTok comments about their cruelty. Obina sat in the dark, haunted by his words. "Let her go first." At 11:17 p.m., Obina's phone lit up with a WhatsApp video from an unknown number. It showed Mama Ngozi mopping as Stella slapped her. Neka poured dirty water in her bucket, and Obina shoved her aside. By morning, the video had exploded online. 3 million views and counting. Social media erupted. "How do you slap your own mother? That maid Ada is a saint. Obina's a monster." Journalists and vloggers swarmed the mansion's gates, demanding answers. Inside, Stella screamed, "My reputation's ruined." Neka sobbed, "We didn't know." Obina sat frozen, the weight of shame crushing him. Ada was invited to a TV interview. "I didn't know she was Madam Evelyn," she said. "I just treated her like my mother because I know what it's like to be invisible." The host smiled. "And now she's changed your life." Ada nodded. "But I'd do it again for free." Barrister Emeka returned with a bombshell. Your mother has a secret, he said. Before she married your father, she had a daughter at 16, given up for adoption. Her name is Ife, and she's coming home. Stella shouted. Another child? This is a scam. Neka cried. It's fake. Emeka handed them a document. Ife is 45, a lawyer in Port Harcourt. She's been helping your mother for months. Evelyn has added her to the will with equal rights. The landline rang. Obinna answered. A calm voice said, "This is Ife Okafor, your sister. Mama's safe, but she's not ready to see you." Obinna's voice cracked. "Please, let us talk to her." Ife's tone was ice cold. "You had your chance. You failed." 2 days later, Ife arrived. She was striking, tall, with Evelyn's eyes and a quiet strength. Obinna stood to greet her. "Ife, we're sorry. We didn't know." Ife's gaze was steady. "Barrister, freeze the accounts." The room gasped. Ife turned to Emeka. Phase 2 begins now. The mansion became a prison of guilt. Stella fled to her husband's home in Lekki, but the online backlash followed her. Neka stopped, leaving her room. Obinna's business partners cut ties after the viral video hit 6 million views. Churches preached about it. Blogs called it the cleaner's revenge. Stella slid a 2 million naira check across the table. Say the video was fake, Ada. Say mama paid you to act. Ada stared at the money, then stood. "You think I'd sell the truth? You're worse than I thought." She walked out, leaving Stella trembling with rage. In a peaceful Aja home, Evelyn sat with Ife, signing her new will. "Are you sure, Mama?" Ife asked. Evelyn nodded. "I've seen their hearts. They cared only for my wealth. But you and Ada, you saw me." The will gave Ada a house and 15 million naira, Ife half the estate, and the siblings minimal shares to teach them humility. Neka sat in her mother's room, holding a faded scarf, memories flooding back. Evelyn singing lullabies, bandaging her scraped knees. "I miss you, Mama," she whispered. Obinna entered. "They've changed the locks. We're strangers here now. What do we do?" Neka asked. "We beg," Obinna said. But will she listen? That night, Ada delivered a note from Evelyn. "I'm coming tomorrow. This is Judgment Day." Evelyn entered the sitting room, her walking stick tapping. Her children stood in a row, eyes downcast. She spoke softly, but her words cut deep. "You have my blood, but not my heart." To Obinna, "I worked 3 jobs for your Oxford degree, but you wish me dead." Obinna sobbed. "I'm sorry, Mama." She shook her head. "I forgive you, but trust is earned." To Stella, "You slapped me, thinking I was nothing. You get a small flat in Suralere. Learn to live simply." Stella wept silently. To Neka, "My baby, you call me wicked. Work under Ife. Prove you've changed." Neka nodded, tears falling. To Ada, "You're not my child, but you're my daughter in spirit." She handed Ada a deed and check. Ada knelt, crying, "I didn't do it for this." "I know," Evelyn smiled. "That's why you deserve it." To Ife, "My lost star, you've earned everything." She gave Ife control of the empire. Ife hugged her, tears of love flowing. Evelyn sat, her voice weary but resolute. "I'm not gone yet, but when I am, let there be peace." This shame is your lesson. Love people, not things. Be careful with strangers. They might be your future in disguise. A year later, Ada thrived at university. Ife ran the businesses with wisdom. Neka worked humbly under her, earning trust. Obinna started a modest tech company, seeking redemption. Stella lived quietly in Suralere, her pride humbled. Evelyn, now 71, sat on her balcony, sipping tea, her heart finally at peace. Wow, what a story, right? Madame Evelyn's journey reminds us that true wealth is in the heart. How would you treat a stranger who had nothing? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If this story touched you, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you laugh, cry, and think. Hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. Until then, keep spreading love, not hate. See you next time.